Guardians of Dominion, Zeus speaking. Chapter 1 looks simple, but one wrong shop decision can ruin the entire run before players even see the real threat. There is a hidden priority here most players will misread. Watch this carefully. Byrna event has started, and I will walk you through Chapter 1. The good thing here is that to unlock Chapter 1, you do not need energy crystals. This chapter is completely free, so you can jump in right away and get started without spending anything. I began in the development shop, where the starting heroes were Mushy and Shroom, Byrna, and Rufus. My first move was to buy the Mushy and Shroom and Byrna cards. After that, I refreshed the shop and bought Corvus and Morrigan cards, then immediately sold Corvus. The reason I wanted Morrigan was very important for one of the later fights. One of the upcoming battles includes Rufus, and Rufus is extremely difficult to kill if you do not have the right answer prepared. Morrigan is that answer, because she prevents Rufus from resurrecting. So even though Corvus came together with her, Morrigan was the real target from the beginning. After refreshing the shop again, I bought more Mushy and Shroom and Byrna cards, and then I moved into the first battle. As usual, the first battle was easy and fast. I did not lose any heroes, which gave me 36 stall coins. That was a very clean start, and it gave me a smooth return to the development shop to prepare for the next fight. Back in the development shop, this was the first time talismans appeared. Out of the 3 talismans, I chose the acceleration talisman. The reason for this choice was simple but very important for the direction of the run. I wanted the healing from Rufus, Byrna, and Mushy and Shroom to cycle through more effectively, because all that healing helps increase Byrna's power and her magic attack. So this talisman was not just a random pick. It was part of the setup to make Byrna scale harder as the run continued. After selecting the acceleration talisman, I refreshed the shop and bought Mushy and Shroom and Rufus cards. Then I proceeded to the second battle. Just like the first one, the second battle was also easy and fast. Once again, I did not lose any heroes, which gave me another 36 stall coins. At this point, everything was going according to plan, and the run was building momentum nicely. I went back to the development shop to prepare for the next fight. I refreshed the shop and bought Mushy and Shroom and one more Rufus card. At that point, my Mushy and Shroom was maxed. After refreshing again, I saw Byrna appear, but I did not have enough stall coins to buy her, so I pinned her for a future purchase. That was an important little moment, because sometimes in these runs you cannot buy everything you want immediately, and pinning key cards helps you stay one step ahead. After that, I moved into the third battle. The third battle was also easy, and it gave me 54 stall coins. Then I returned to the development shop and bought the previously pinned Byrna card. After refreshing the shop, I saw more cards appear and bought Morrigan. Then I saw Corvus and Morrigan cards together with a 50% reduced price. I bought both cards and sold Corvus again. After refreshing once more, I saw another Corvus and Morrigan card, so I pinned them for later. I also saw one more Byrna card and pinned her as well. At this point, shop management was becoming very important. I was not just buying randomly. I was preparing for future fights and keeping the key pieces ready for when I needed them most. Then I proceeded to the next battle, and this time the enemy was Wolf. This can be a difficult fight if your tank is not strong enough, because Wolf can pressure the front line hard and punish weak setups very quickly. That is why, before going into this battle, it is important to make sure your Mushy and Shroom is developed enough to handle that pressure. In my case, the battle was comfortable. I killed Wolf fast, and earned another 54 stall coins. Back in the development shop again, I bought the previously pinned Corvus and Morrigan pair, then bought the Byrna card and sold Corvus. After refreshing the shop, I saw Arachne, Hus, and Chaba cards. I bought Hus and Chaba, then sold Chaba. At that point, I started thinking ahead to the boss fight. The boss team has 4 Amiras, so I thought Arachne could be a very strong answer there. My idea was that if Arachne could keep stunning them, that fight could become much easier than it looks on paper. With that in mind, I went into the next battle, which was again easy and fast, and it gave me 80 stall coins. Back to the development shop once more, I bought 2 Morrigan cards. Now my Morrigan, Byrna, and Mushy and Shroom were maxed. I also bought 1 more Arachne card. After refreshing the shop, 2 Hus cards appeared, and I bought them as well. Now I had 4 maxed heroes, which made the team feel much more complete and stable. I moved into the next battle, and the difference was very noticeable. My team's healing was extremely high, and because of that, the fight felt very safe. I earned another 80 stall coins and went back to the shop again. Now the next preparation was all about Arachne. I needed more Arachne cards, so I kept refreshing the shop and hoping they would appear. At first, nothing showed up. I kept refreshing, and eventually 2 Arachne cards finally appeared. I bought them right away. After that, I continued refreshing, but no more Arachne cards showed up. Since I still could not fully complete her, I had to move forward anyway and enter the next battle. This next fight was the Rufus team. In an earlier attempt, I had already tested this battle without Morrigan, and I failed to kill Rufus. That is exactly why I wanted Morrigan from the start. So this time, I restarted and went in with Morrigan on the team. That changed everything. The battle became much easier, although I did lose Arachne during the fight. Even so, I earned 80 stall coins, and from unused lives I got another 180 stall coins. That extra value was huge, because it gave me a much stronger position going into the boss preparation. Now it was time to prepare seriously for the boss fight. I still needed Arachne cards, and I also wanted to buy pets. First, I bought Merlin. Then I bought Fenris for Hus. I kept refreshing the shop, and eventually Oliver showed up. I bought Oliver for Mushy and Shroom. Then 2 Arachne cards appeared, and I bought them. At that point, I needed just 1 more Arachne card to complete her. After that, I bought Axel, then Chorus, then Biscuit. I kept refreshing the shop again and again until finally 1 more Arachne card showed up. Once that happened, I was ready to move into the boss fight. The boss team was 4 Amiras. For pets, I assigned Oliver to Mushy and Shroom, Mara to Arachne, Fenris to Hus, Axel to Morrigan, and Merlin to Byrna, with Oliver as the team pet. The fight played out exactly the way I hoped. Arachne kept stunning the Amiras, and because of that, they were not able to use their skills properly. That gave Byrna, and the rest of the team the space they needed to operate safely and do their job. In the end, it was an easy win, and the main reason was simple: Arachne did exactly what I brought her in to do. After the win, I got the grand prize of 10,000 Valor coins, 1 medallion, and 1 hero soul chest. But what makes this chapter even more interesting is what happens after you finish it. Once chapter 1 is complete, you get the option to fight Archdemon. There is one important restriction, though. You can only use the same team that you used to defeat the boss. The only thing you are allowed to change is the pets. I decided not to change the pets and went straight into the Archdemon battle with the same setup. So now this mode is not just about finishing chapters. After that, you also get an extra fight against Archdemon, which adds even more value to the run. In my case, I was able to deal 11 million damage to Archdemon. So that is the path I used for Chapter 1, and the biggest lesson here is simple. Plan ahead, manage the shop carefully, and build around the fights that can actually stop your run. Morrigan was the answer for Rufus, Arachne was the key to controlling the Amira boss, and once the setup came together, the chapter became much easier to handle. Now I want to hear from you. How did your Chapter 1 run go, and did you use the same strategy or find a different path that worked even better? Drop it in the comments so we can compare ideas. If this video helped you, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next Hero Wars guide. Stay sharp, keep building smart, and I will see you in the next battle.